Welcome to Calendar Week 9's video. Hopefully this week everybody will be able to notice that I've been recording in horizontal mode. Woohoo! Up until now, I had recorded weeks 4 through 8 without having made any videos. So I didn't know that the videos were not supposed to be in portrait and that they would have all those bad aspect ratios, but from now on they should be better. This week I want to focus on the topic of stimulating the mind. So where to begin? Engaging the mind while stimulating the body. What does that mean? The best thing I can give an example of is resisting hunger. Right? Whenever your body's feeling hungry, you have to think mind over matter. Another example would be low intensity repetitive labor. This allows you to concentrate on your thoughts or listen to podcasts. The goal is to allow your mind to concentrate and to not be pulled away and to drop into that flow state, that, idea where time flies and you're concentrating and you know exactly what you're doing. It allows the mind to control the body. It allows the mind to do its work, to focus, to stimulate itself. The big takeaway here is that you want to encourage your mind to be the control over the body and not let the body control the mind. So whenever you start to feel pangs of discomfort, hunger, thirst, complaining, these are all kind of signs of your mind being a little weak, not encouraging it to stay stimulated, or it's being overly stimulated. You're experiencing too much mental fatigue. So try and incorporate your mind with the body. Let your body's resilience help support your mind, but know that your mind is usually weaker than your body. So, 2 would be endurance. So, to me, endurance is the ability to sustain physical stimulation for prolonged periods of time. So I say physical stimulation, but I also mean any kind of stimulation. That could be mental stimulation. An example of something that is physically stimulating and having endurance is working at a job for 8 hours a day, right? You're standing on your feet, you're walking around, you're driving to and from work, you can't lay down and take a nap. You have to wear your clothes all day. So your physical endurance would be being able to manage all aspects of your job and not crash and burn or having to take an afternoon snooze. This is also important for activities such as like writing or producing or taking tests or finishing assignments, right? When you have a time constraint, you're mentally it's mentally draining, so that endurance is key. The key takeaway from the topic of endurance would be being able to utilize the energy you have stored to perform work. So last video we talked about health being the cycle between positive and negative, adding energy, using energy. So endurance is helping you to utilize the energy that you have stored to accomplish the work that you should do. Life puts all these restraints, requirements, problems in front of you, and you have to be able to solve them. So if you don't have the endurance, you're not able to provide energy or utilize energy, then you run into problems. So have the ability to maintain energy for prolonged amounts of time would be the ability to not indulge yourself, the ability to deal with having an excess and deny yourself that excess. It's most important, I think, in today's day and age where you have countless options at the grocery store, you have instant gratification via your cell phone or TV, you have an abundance of cost efficient food and goods, and then you also have overkill when it comes to technological power. Basically, we have an excess of goods, we have an excess of things that are helpful and desirable and give us pleasure. So, what we have to do as humans, as present day Americans and first world inhabitants, is to restrain, to be able to keep yourself from indulging because it's constantly assailing you and surrounding you on all sides. Our animal bodies and brains are well equipped to deal with deficiencies, but not so well equipped for surpluses. I mean, you can think of the body's natural reaction to eating too much as you gain weight, and it's good because you can utilize that in the long term. But for most of people and for most of the world, the weight that we put on is not helpful. It's actually unhelpful. So I don't think anyone really needs to argue that the biggest thing we can do for ourselves in the modern day is to try and restrain ourselves. Most people say, "Oh, I can't lose weight. I've tried everything." So the biggest thing that I think would help most people in the world today is realizing that you have to say no to things that you like and you have to do it for the right reason. It's determining why you're saying no. The key takeaway for restraint would be life requires that we control our bodies and our minds. So use this knowledge to build them separately or together. Using them together has more of a synergistic effect. What that means is you're not going to experience problems in isolation. You're going to experience problems where you're mentally taxed and physically taxed, and you have to be able to deal with both aspects of your problem, and you're also going to be held to a time constraint. So practice stimulating your mind to control your body. Do so on a continual basis to build endurance and reason with yourself that you should restrain from some pleasures when you have an excess. Feel motivated to change the things in your life that you know to be wrong and that you could change and make better, but also try and encourage yourself to realize that not everything good will help you. Too much of anything is a bad thing. That would be the takeaway. Realize that you're an animal, a human that likes pleasure. You're driven towards things that make you happy, that give you dopamine releases. You should restrain those. You should use your mind to reason what's best for your body, and you should practice this over the course of your day or your life to build that endurance. So each time you wake up, you get to practice your endurance, your restraint, and your mental fortitude over your body. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.